With the 2018-19 League One season coming up, the Football Lab spoke to Gillingham fan Ben Thompson at Oak. If you were to only look at the final league position of 17th, you would think Gillingham had a quiet season last year. Given the extreme highs and lows you experienced though, it must have felt very different from a fan perspective. It did, it felt different, but at the same time more relief than anything. The previous season was awful to watch as it came down to the last day. We could only manage a draw at Northampton, but waiting those dreaded 6 minutes for the Fleetwood Port Vale score was horrible. But it was slightly better than the previous season, but luckily this time we managed to stay up, not depending on the last day. Tom Eaves had a wonderful season last year, grabbing 17 goals including 2 hat-tricks. Did you feel he gave you a focal point? Definitely. Seeing his goal record in the past, we wasn't hugely confident with the signing of Eaves, but he managed to prove a lot of our fans wrong. The song, "You're Just AS** at Andy Carroll, sung by opposition fans, is still amusing, but no, I mean, he played a massive role in us staying up. I'm expecting hopefully a same amount of goals in the new season from Tom. It felt from the outside last season like you had a lot of honest midfielders, but perhaps needed one who could offer something different in possession. Do you think the signings of Dean Parrott and Josh Rice, or perhaps a more prominent role for Naveed Nasseri, could change that? Absolutely. I don't know much about the lad Reese from Bromley, but it's nice to sign a lot of midfielders in order to build some competition. I think Nasseri could have a massive season after signing a contract extension. I know our chairman Paul Scally said to my dad at a pre-season game that he wants more goals from our midfielders this season, which probably is one of the reasons why we've signed mainly midfielders. Formation-wise, will be interesting for sure. You don't appear to have too many wingers in the squad, especially now Lee Martin and Scott Wagstaff have left. Do you think Lovell could use a diamond system this year? I think he will, although it could be a number of formations. Although we don't have wingers, but if we do, we could use Elliot List, and if we do re-sign Frank Musa as he has been impressive so far in pre-season, that could be an option. I think with a diamond at the moment can work. With the midfielders we have in our squad, I don't see why not. I think that will be one of Lovell's intentions. We'll see. Josh Parker chipped in with 10 goals last year. Do you prefer him out wide, or as the second striker behind Eaves? It's a difficult one, because at times he can play out wide, but at the same time he can play up front. I don't think there's much difference, but I think I prefer him up front with Eaves. The main two strikers can change at any time of course, but I think come the start of the season I'm expecting Eaves and Parker up front, depending on if there's injuries or not. Tomas Holy made some key saves during the Adrian Pennick era, most notably in that 1-0 win over Charlton. Do you think you'd have been in more trouble without your divine savior? Definitely. Tomas has become quite popular with the fans, and some of the saves he's made during last season were pretty good and kept us in games. Defenders Max Emmer and Gabriel Zakuani started a combined 81 league games last season. Do they give you a solid base from which to build? Definitely. Max and Zach will more than likely be chosen as the main two center-halves, also seeing Zach now as club captain as Lee Martin has left, but both solid center-halves, especially Zach. Luke O'Neill and new signing Barry Fuller have been respected right-backs for their work ethic. However, would you have preferred one quicker right-back available to give you a different option? Possibly, although we needed cover for O'Neill anyway, and I think Baz fits the description and we know what he's about anyway, having played for the club in the past. I've always liked Fuller, never afraid to get stuck in for a tackle, and is good competition for O'Neill. It's nice to have that area covered anyway. Bradley Garmston has signed a new 2-year contract while Callum Riley has signed permanently. Which of those players do you prefer at left back? Garmston for me, as his preferred role is left back, whilst Callum's is in midfield. I'm hoping Garmston can stay fit this time as he's had problems with injuries for a lot of last season, although it can be proven with Callum at left back in the past, but I'd say Garmston but just slightly. Gills aside, what are your thoughts ahead of the League One season as a whole? Any potential dark horses for you? I think Accrington will have a good season. John Coleman done a fantastic job there last season winning the League Two title. I think they'll have a good season. Will be interesting to see how Fleetwood do under Joey Barton. Although Sunderland are favourite to win the title, I think they'll struggle again, but I don't think they'll go up or down. Bristol Rovers look to be signing some good players. Will be interesting. Be anyone in all fairness. Where will you finish? I'd like to say better than 17th. I think with the signings we've made I don't see why not. Mid-table, top half I'll be more than happy with. I'll go with 10th. Thanks to Ben for his answers. The Football Lab's verdict on Gillingham can be found on We Love Betting from the 30th of July.